Hello everyone, you are all welcome to lecture number 1371, and today's topic is quantum superposition. So when we are talking of quantum age, quantum technology, quantum world, quantum universe, all this starts with superposition. That is called quantum superposition, and in other words we can say entanglement of the electron in the form of wave or particle. That's why I am going to give some more emphasis on its dual nature, and this dual nature where it is converted in the form of wave is really changing the whole concept of technology and energy. If you recall, I already mentioned that the concept of electron was in the form of particle moving in definite circular path, and energy loss and gain was possible when electron is shifting from one orbit to other orbit. All these are not correct now. Even Einstein, who mentioned that the fastest speed of anything in this universe is light, is wrong today. Fastest speed, accelerated speed, exponentially high is entanglement. Means clockwise, anti-clockwise hanging of the two pairs, opposite spin of the electrons in the form of wave. So it has changed the total concept of energy, total concept of technology, total concept of only classical computer, 2-digit, 0, 1. And if you remember, when we are talking of computer today in digital age, it's only 0, 1, on and off. That's all. But today, when we are talking of quantum superposition, it's different. And in 60s, 50s, they could understand that, electron is not in orbit. Rather than around the nucleus, somewhere we can see the cloud of the electron in the form of wave and particle. This cloud, maximum probability of electron around the nucleus. And that maximum probability is nothing but quantum superposition of electron. Once we are talking in the year 2025, I will say that electronic cloud around the nucleus, that is called orbital, is nothing but that is quantum superposition of electron in the form of wave and particle both. Then the other experiment came, that is nowadays very important experiment, that is called double slit experiment. Double slit experiment gave lot of information about particle and wave. Double slit was put and it was bombarded with light beam or electron particle, and once it crossed, we found that in shining and black pattern. Means these wave or in the form of particle, when they are wave, they interfere with each other and there is chance of multiple combinations. So out of that multiple combination, we selected two. One is called constructive wave, other one is called destructive wave. Constructive wave means overlapping of the wave, and it will add more to the wave. Size will be big. But if it is destructive wave, where it is cancelling with each other, then the wavelength size will be reduced. And here, then the concept of parallelism came, that how they are going to interfere. And then the concept of uncertainty and probability came, because we cannot fix the position. the position of 2 is like in 2 spin. One is like this and other one is like this. They are in this state and they are dancing. These 2 electrons in opposite spin. One is up, one is down. But it's not that we can fix this position of these 2 because they are moving. They are dancing in different direction, different with different wavelength and with different frequencies, different type of combinations. So 0, 1 head and tail binary position cannot be fixed here. Just like when we are writing, you might have seen when we are putting for electron, electron can be either in this position or can be in this position. What we are writing when we are discussing the atomic structure. This is called triplet state and this is called singlet state. Or in other one we can call it opposite spin. Opposite spin. And this is called parallel spin. So 2 conditions when we are discussing atomic structure, we are telling about the electron. But 99% electrons, they are found in opposite spin. Just for our understanding, we are writing that it can be possible because this opposite spin is more stable, contain less energy. That is different issue. That I am not going to discuss here. I am going to discuss the quantum state. So in the case of classical computer, we have only binary, that is called bit, and bit is your 0 and 1, or we can say up and down. But in the case of qubit, it is not like that. Sometimes its position is here, sometimes here, sometimes here, sometimes here. It's all directional dancing. We cannot fix the position. So that is called qubit. Qubit means it can be 0, 1, it can be 1, 1, it can be 0, 0 like that. Many directions, many probabilities. And that's why qubit is exponential. Exponential means that is, if suppose we have 2 qubit. So 2 qubit means 2 square 2 is equal to 4. If it is 3 qubit means 3 square 2 means 2 into 3. 2 into 3 means 2 into 2 into 2, 8. And if it is 4, means 2 square 4. So it will go on and it may go up to, if it is 100 qubit, 100 qubit means it will be 2 to the power 100, means it will be 1 and then you add 30, 0. Maybe it is septillion, 1,000 times more than a trillion. So that's why this qubit is exponential in carrying the information. And here they are intangible. For example, if this one is here and other one is clockwise here, so they will be entangled. And with this entanglement, they will be dancing and they will be pairing. And that's why this condition is superposition, where the speed will be far, far superior than light speed. So I'm just going to show you some images to make you to understand. Now this is double slit experiment. You can say double slits are there, and the wave or particle form is bombarded, and these waves are interfering, and there are condition of multiple combination of the wave, and two light beam is there. One is in dark color, other one is in bright color, and that shows that they are interfering with each other. Now this is your we can call it constructive and destructive wave. Where you see constructive wave means they are overlapping and the size is becoming bigger, while if it is destructive wave combination, because I have already told you there are lot of combinations of the wave, but out of which the most important one is destructive and constructive wave. So constructive wave plays very important role in quantum superposition. So today what we are using is called silicon transistor, that is for classical computer in double digit 01, and that's why the speed of this classical computer as compared to computing and computer, there is no match. And if you remember, the Google last year mentioned that it is having qubit up to 70, means 2 multiply to the power 70 means it may be many trillion data, and that's why they can do the calculation of anything in 5 minutes. The other computer, classical one, can do that one maybe in millions of years. That is the supremacy. This is exactly the quantum state of electron, where it has multiple direction, nothing like head or tail. So many combinations of wave is there, and it is behaving as a photon, as a wave, as a particle, and in many directions, many combinations. That gives the concept of electronic cloud, and that electronic cloud in the form of photon is called, that is quantum. So that's why this has given the concept, of the maximum probability of finding the electron cloud. Cloud means it has both position, wave as well as particle, and that gives the concept of superposition, that is called quantum state of superposition. That is the real picture is called, that is quantum superposition in the form of entanglement. If suppose one clockwise or anti-clockwise or opposite spin is on Earth and the other spin is on Mars or anywhere in the space, they are going to entangle. And with that, they will cross all the speed, light, whatever, for the entanglement, and this is used for transfer of information in the form of entanglement, not in the form of electron as a particle, rather than as a wave. So here I have given in the form of summary, that is quantum superposition and entanglement, all is around this concept. And today what I am trying to make it very simple, so that all of us, those who are from scientific community, even if you are not from that community, we should try to understand, because now we are in quantum age, quantum technology, and in India now very soon quantum batteries are getting ready, where those batteries will supply energy, electricity in the form of wave, photon, not in the form of electron. And the world will be different when we are talking from energy point of view. And lot of technologies, lot of industries, even the healthcare system, MRI and all these scanning, all will be changed. It will be obsolete. With this quantum means where spinning position of electron, opposite, up and down, and dancing in the form of photon wave has changed the whole everything. And here, let me add one more thing. Quantum, you should not have any confusion, is for trillions and trillions of data, huge data. It's not for simple computer like us, what we are using, classical one. Because this computer, quantum one, cannot work at room temperature. It needs 0 degree temperature. The reason is that at 20 or 25 degree, that temperature, that noise will disturb the superposition. That wave combination, that is in the form of constructive wave, will be disturbed into a straight line. The whole quantum superposition will become zero. That's why this quantum computer is working at 0 degree, absolute 0 degree temperature. And here, one thing, let me give the example. Photosynthesis. Photosynthesis is quantum process. And that quantum process is going on at 20 degrees centigrade temperature, 10 degrees centigrade temperature, 40 degrees. There are a lot of variations of temperature, and that quantum process is going on. Quantum process means photon, the chlorophyll, stomata, guard cells are there, and from that guard cell, space is there, and chlorophyll is receiving the sunlight in the form of photon. Then carbon dioxide and water vapor is coming from air, and they are combining. And that combination, where chlorophyll plays important role, becomes carbohydrate, first unit glucose, and that glucose again in the form of chain multiplication becomes carbohydrate, and when it becomes more complex, it becomes starch and cellulose. So whole process of this universe, photosynthesis, biological system, biological process, is all quantum. So in future, whatever we are doing at 0 degree centigrade, we make it at room temperature. So here, number one, what is quantum superposition? All this, what I have given, some 5 headings, they are very important for all of us to, at least to understand this, minimum. First thing is, electron behaves as wave. Once it behaves as wave, it is having superposition in the form of cloud as a wave and energy photon. That's all. And then all these things will start. So quantum superposition means, imagine you have a coin, and that coin is having head and tail. That's all. Only 2 positions, head and tail. But the same coin, if you are doing like this, it is in classical world. That is 0, 1 or up and down. Either it is up or it is down, like that, head or tail. Only 2 positions are there in classical world, or tail position. That is classical world. But in quantum superposition, once that coin, head and tail one, comes in quantum superposition, it is like coin can be both head and tail at the same time. Here, it is dancing, so it is having head and tail, both positions at the same time. That is called superposition. And that is superposition of electron and quanta, photon form. And dancing and head and tail, like dancing, one spin is upward, other spin is downward, opposite direction, and it is many combinations are there for this spinning of the electron, and that is called superposition of electron. And this is the fundamental concept of behaving electron in the form of wave that we call photon, and photon, the word is coin, that is called quanta in the form of quantum. Number 2, double slit experiment. I have already given all the explanation. Double slit, once bombarded by light, other side you will get 2, one is dark beam, other one is shining. It shows that they interfere. All the waves which are passing through double slit, they are interfering. And many combinations are there, out of which we are taking constructive and destructive. Just imagine shooting a beam of light through 2 parallel slits. On the screen behind the slit, you will see interference pattern of the wave. that is bright and dark line. You have seen the image I showed you, and this shows the light behaves like a wave. This double slit experimental has given clear picture that your light is not straight, it behaves as a wave. That's why you are getting dark and bright interference pattern, because that pattern is only possible when light is behaving as a wave. And the wave passing, that is having interference. Interference means many combinations. It can be parallel, it can be constructive, it can be destructive. Number 3, quantum state of particle. Which particle we will call it is in quantum state. In quantum, a particle like electron is in the form of photons, can exist in different states, like spin up, down, then so many directions, dancing direction, everywhere plus minus, spin opposite, up and down is going on. So many combinations. That dancing position and so many combinations gives the concept, can bring different state of energy. That's why the concept of energy in quantum, in the form of photon, where electrons are behaving as wave, dancing, no position is fixed, the concept of energy is going to be changed totally. That flow of electron is electricity, but there will be no flow of electron and you will get electricity in the form of photon wave. Energy, and it is very interesting behavior of electron, which makes it in superposition, and that gets entanglement. This is the unique behavior of electron, that it is spinning in multi-direction, dancing, and it is wave in the form of photon, sometimes particle, sometimes wave. So it is, now we are in wave quantum age. Number 4, combined coherence wave. When waves are coherent, it means their frequencies are correlated with each other, and this causes interference. And this interference, I have already told you, it can be constructive, it can be destructive, and many combinations are possible. Destructive waves. Number 5, parallelism. In quantum superposition, that is called parallelism of wave. In quantum position, to perform many calculations simultaneously, that is multiple possibilities in parallelism is there. That I told you qubit, that spin half, that is upward and downward, it will be having many positions, that is called parallelism, and that's why exponential position will be there. That's why that I have shown you 2 multiply 2 to the power 2, and then 2 to the power 3, and then 2 to the power 4, and 2 to the power 6. That much zero if you are going to add, it is exponential. That's why Google says that Google is having qubit, that is 70 qubit, means 2 to the power 70 in more than trillion. That possibilities is there, that is called parallelism, and quantum computer becomes much faster than a classical computer because of this parallelism of the wave, that is called qubit. Why temperature 0 is needed for quantum computer? Quantum superposition cannot be maintained. Once there is any noise, there is temperature, then it will become a straight line. Its superposition will be lost in the form of wave or quanta. That's why temperature should be absolute 0. So, in the last but not least, these lectures on quantum superposition or quantum computer or quantum energy or quantum technology, whatever it is all quanta, photon, the concept of energy, the concept of everything in this universe, on this earth, is totally changing and changed. So that's why I'm trying to make it as much as possible very, very simple, because the concept of quantum quantum superposition, entanglement, and all this spinning is very complex. But I have tried to make it in a very, very simple language so that young generation, Nigerian young generation, at least will be having some very basic concept of quantum technology and quantum energy and all these, the meaning of photon and entanglement. With this, once again, thank you very much for watching the lecture.